Hello, welcome back. No intro today because we beefing. We got some beef between me and ObesetoBeast. It's the battle of the fitness freaks. So I got a very nice surprise yesterday that ObesetoBeast John made a call out video on me. On my video about how I don't understand them, they pronouns and how I personally never will because that's not exactly something that I've ever struggled with. I'm not non-binary, so I will basically never understand how it is to be non-binary. But I will do my best to use the pronouns that anyone tells me to use and how they want to be addressed. For example, ObesetoBeast has a lot of, loose skin. I will absolutely never understand or know what it's like on how to deal with having a ton of loose skin. Apparently, ObesetoBeast took my video all the way to the left, as some of you did as well. I do have to say that I noticed that John ObesetoBeast does go along with what the majority wants to hear. It very much reminded me of the Blair Walnuts video, the other video I didn't understand why he was so upset about, why this outrage was going on. The video basically said she likes to fast, she drinks water, she drinks tea, she likes to eat 1,500 to 1,800 calories a day, she doesn't really like the gym, but she makes sure to get 10,000 steps in a day and tries to watch out for how many chips and salsa she eats. There's quite a bit of misunderstanding when it came to that video, and there was a lot of outrage because there was a lot of misunderstanding. And because there was a lot of outrage, it seemed that's why ObesetoBeast kind of took that route of being outraged. He kind of goes with what everybody kind of says and then puts out a video to make sure that he doesn't get backlash. If people say that a video is toxic, that means that he will say it's toxic. He will avoid confrontation because online, there's a lot of virtual confrontation. I am not like that. I say my opinion. I do not let the huge masses waver my opinion. I will say when I am wrong, but if I have an opinion or I'm confused about something, I'm going to say that as respectful as possible. Sometimes dressed in cosplay, sometimes not, but that's the theme of my channel.
Normally, I'm a lot more excited to film these videos. Today, I'm not as excited. What we're gonna be talking about is a little bit more serious, I guess, and we're talking about someone that I consider a friend.
So he starts out very emotional. I do notice that ObesetoBeast does this a lot, especially when he knows a certain topic with his group of people will get them emotional. He'll make sure to be emotional. I know that tactic, John. I am a theater nerd.
She released a video titled, "I don't get they, them pronouns, and I never will, Demi Lovato, #rant." Solid title. Hey, we all love the clickbait titles, right?
Spoiler, it is not clickbait. I stand by exactly what I said. I am not non-binary. I don't struggle with my identity. I go by she, her pronouns. So I will absolutely never understand what it's like to go by they, them pronouns and struggle with getting people to use the pronouns that I want them to use. They just use them for me sometimes. Sometimes I get called a man, quite a bit. But for the most part, people call me she, her. I never had to struggle, so therefore I will never understand. ObesetoBeast says that he has never heard of anyone lashing out about learning pronouns, etc., etc.
So if I was genuine about being like, yo, I don't understand this and I'm trying to learn, I've never had anyone be like, you idiot, how do you not know this already? What are you, stupid? I've never had that happen to me. If I'm being genuine and saying, I would like to learn, please help me, So
that wasn't even the point of the video. I wasn't talking about asking someone genuinely about them, they pronoun. I was talking about specific people on my page who got upset about a mistake when I used her instead of them on my Demi video. So I'm not exactly sure why that is in there. But to stay on topic, honey, John ObesetoBeast, you work on the internet. Don't you dare act like this doesn't happen. I have seen plenty of people ask virtually over the internet, I don't get this, someone explain this to me, and people will say something among the lines of, there's Google, they don't have to explain anything to you. I actually see that a lot in the Black community where a white person will ask a question as to like, what is this? And someone's like, it's not their job to educate you. Okay. I personally would rather hear someone's story straight from that type of person rather than just going to Google, which is just a whole mess of information.
This is my opinion, okay? I think that it's wrong that people will use Demi as the end-all be-all for the whole community of people that want to be referred to as they, right?
Didn't do that. We barely talked about Demi, but it was a part 2 to the video of Demi, and that video was sparked because of the comments from the original Demi video. So I'm not exactly sure why he put that in there. I said in the video too that Demi has said that they mess up on their pronouns. So it was pretty much backing up what I said, that some people just mess up. So he also said that he's never come across, you know, like hostile people from the LGBTQ plus community where they just like snap at you.
Again, I've never experienced that. If you're genuine about being like, I don't understand this. If you're genuine about it, I've had people totally willing to explain it.
Mr. John, you are not the center of the universe. Just because it doesn't happen to you doesn't mean it doesn't happen. So he agreed about my example of how when people yell at you to understand, most likely the person won't understand, or they'll probably just back off because you're yelling at them.
I agree that those things don't work, but I also have never had that experience when it comes to this topic.
But do you kind of see how John kind of like tiptoes around the subject and makes sure not to say that, you know, people from the LGBTQ plus community are a little reactive sometimes. He won't even say that, nothing. It's like they're perfect, they never react, they always are very respectful and accepting to people who might not understand everything from that community. They're absolutely never reactive. Ever. I just personally think he doesn't want that backlash because it's a little too much for him. Or, you know, maybe he never had it happen to, nope. Hold up, he did. So a long time ago, he posted about how he used to be extremely religious and homophobic and how he didn't think that gay people were supposed to or should be getting married. And he put that in his stories quite some time ago. I actually made a video about all the comments that he got. So in that post he said, but I've changed. I don't understand why I was like this. Religion kind of, you know, like he was kind of pushed into that, and then he kind of changed his opinion once he grew up a little bit. He kind of formed his own opinion. And people took this completely different than how he said it in his post. And I was also very confused. I didn't understand why people were so upset when he said that he used to think this way, but now he thinks this way. And people just took it all the way to the left. I made a video about it, just reading the comments of all the backlash, and there was so much backlash which made him uncomfortable. He ended up making a follow-up video on his YouTube explaining things to his fan base. Because people from the LGBTQ plus community left a bunch of angry comments and disappointed comments in his comment section. And it seemed that after that, and a lot of people noticed that, all of a sudden he's coloring his hair, he's painting his nails, he's starting his videos with hi guys, gals, non-binary pals.
Guys, gals, non-binary pals. Alrighty, guys, gals, non-binary pals. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Alrighty, guys, gals, non-binary pals. I'm super excited. Alrighty, guys, gals, non-binary pals. Thank you so much for...
Which is all fine. I'm not saying this is bad. I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying I saw a split difference after all that backlash from the LGBTQ plus community. You know, the community that he's saying never reacts. So I don't know if it's an act. I personally enjoy that he is, you know, embracing certain things. I think it's very cool that he's doing new things. He's kind of breaking away from the Christianity and trying to, I don't know, try new different things, coming up with his own beliefs. Now at the same time, it could be an act. I'm not too sure. But what I am saying is that I saw a split difference after that video of how he acts and how he responds to certain things and how he words his opinion. So maybe he's trying to make LGBT people feel very safe on his channel. I don't know. I really don't care. But don't act like you never had anyone overreact. Flip your words around and take your post in a completely different way that you did not intend. And then have the audacity to give off this, oh, I really don't want to make this video, but I have to for the people. I'm so disappointed in my friend, but I gotta make this video. It's just so sad.
It's just strange to me that this is the second video that you're making about this topic, and you are in the video saying you don't understand what it is the topic of the video.
So some of you, and it looks like ObesetoBeast as well, took this like in a way where I don't understand they, them pronouns. Like I don't understand why people use them. I know why people go by they, them pronouns. I even said in the video that I looked it up, but I said, and maybe it got mashed in there and people didn't really understand. That might be my communicative issue. I really meant I will never understand because I've never walked in your shoes. I will never understand on the emotional level. I will never get it. It's not my struggle.
Okay, so this is where it doesn't feel like it's no longer I don't understand. It's more I don't agree.
So I personally can't help the way that ObesetoBeast is feeling. If he feels a certain way, then feel it. But it doesn't matter if I agree or not. That wasn't the point of the video. I personally really do not care what people use. The video is about the reaction and then the respect. If I mess up on a pronoun or how I'm supposed to address you or address a celebrity that now goes by a certain pronoun, I didn't hear about it, simply just tell me. And boom, I will change it in my caption and I will try to remember, but I will probably mess up in the future because it's not something that is normal to me. I will forget. So then he goes on and says how he used to be like me, the judgmental.
So there's a difference between, in my head, genuinely not understanding, which for a long time I didn't. Trust me, I was on this side where I was like, I don't understand. I think it's silly or whatever.
So yeah, he would never say that he doesn't understand or agree. Not after that last post and all that backlash. He learned his lesson. Y'all scared the man, okay? He is being very careful from here on out.
Right? But then when it was explained to me, oh, cool, easy.
So I find it a little funny, just a little funny. I remember ObesetoBeast saying he has a very hard time reading. I think it was in an Abby Sharp video, and Abby Sharp made a comment about the way he read something. He said that he has a hard time reading, and her comment kind of irked him. I personally didn't see the big deal, but I'm not someone who struggles with reading. For ObesetoBeast, he struggles with reading, so it kind of irked him in a certain way and hurt his feelings. Reading is pretty easy for me. Speeches, reading out loud is very, very just easy for me. I've always had a very clear mouth. Fun fact, I had a stuttering issue and had to go to school to get all that fixed. So ObesetoBeast thinks that reading is hard. I personally do not think reading is hard. ObesetoBeast thinks that, you know, remembering people's pronouns or using pronouns, they, them, is very easy. For me, it's harder. So once again, the whole point of that video is what is easy for you might be hard for me. What is very simple and easy for me might be hard for him. So let me take a moment and tell you why it's hard for me to remember they, them pronouns. One, it's very new to me. I think it's this year that I started hearing about they, them pronouns, I think. By the latest last year. It's very, very fresh, very, very new for me. So second, a lot of you are saying, you use they, them pronouns all the time, Michelle. Well, yes, I use it for, let's give you an example. The mailman usually puts my packages right outside my door. I don't know what they look like. I don't know their gender. I don't know anything about them. I just know that they usually leave my package right by my door. Today, they left my package in a pile of dog poop. It's very easy to use they because I have no face to go with it. I have no gender to go with it. I don't know who the person is that drops off my packages. It's just them and they. It's easy for me to forget, at least when talking about Demi, for example, because that's who the video, or that's what the video kind of was sparked because of the original Demi video, because I'm looking at someone who has identified as a woman for almost 30 years. Demi even said that in the video that they understand people are going to mess up. So it's very easy for me to just slip up. So in the video, I also brought up Trisha Paytas, and a lot of the comments in ObesetoBeast comment section were saying, oh my gosh, she's bringing up the absolute worst examples of people that go by they, them pronouns. Why is she bringing up, Demi and Trisha?
So again, this is another person that I'm sure a lot of people in the non-binary community would say, would love if they weren't the representative for all of us, Once again, I brought up Trisha in the past, and that's when I got those comments telling me to use they, them pronouns. It's not like I just thought of Trisha Paytas, who's probably one of the worst examples to have for any community, to set the bar for any community, and then used her as an example as people who use they, them pronouns are crazy. That's kind of the vibe that I was getting from ObesetoBeast. Once again, this was my own experiences, my own examples from my own experiences, from my page, from my video. So in the video, I also brought up Blair White. So, dude, when it comes to Blair White, I haven't seen this video. I would have loved if I don't know if there was some parts of the video was actually played. Let me explain that. It was a rant video, and for my rant videos, I don't really need to put clips in the video. It's more of a sign to people to know that I am not heavily editing this video. It's a lot of talky talk. Because from person to person, each person has different thresholds, different triggers, different experiences. This leads me to, it's hurtful not to use people's preferred pronouns. It just kills them inside and causes depression. And I mean, I think that it is hurtful. especially if you know what their preferred pronouns are, and they ask you, which we'll get into at the end of the video. Again, please stick around. If someone asks you to use a certain one, then just do it, you know?
Yeah, that's literally what I said in the video.
If you are intentionally not gendering someone or using their preferred pronouns because you don't want to, I think that's kind of mean. Like if someone keeps calling me she, oh, she said this, she said that, when I'm like, no, I'm a dude. Like he, please, you know? And someone keeps saying he or she, I think that's kind of rude.
Yep, I agree. Once again, said it in the video, I would never maliciously use the wrong pronouns for someone. So in the video, I said that it seems that most people in this community kind of understand that it's going to take some time for people around you to get your pronouns correct. But then he goes on and says videos like mine make people think that everyone in the community is like this.
It's not. And that's the thing that's frustrating, because videos like this make it seem like everyone cares so much.
No, John, never said that. When I disclosed in the video that there are people who do not react that way. I used my own examples from my own page. Are you invalidating my experience? Please do not. Once again, just because it doesn't happen to you doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Actually, I had proof right in my video. He then says there is a difference between the reactions online and the reactions in real life, and even admits that online, when you misgender someone, people get heated.
If it's a genuine mistake, most people in real life, now there's a difference between the internet and real life. There is a difference. In real life, if you genuinely misgender someone on accident and they are like, hey, she or he or they or whatever, usually like, oh, I'm sorry, gotcha. You know, it's awkward, but you move on, right? Online, it's a little bit different. People get heated.
Which is literally what I'm talking about. The people on the internet, from my experiences, getting heated. So he proved me right. Again. He then talks about the comment I used for an example from a subscriber who flipped out when I accidentally said she when referring to demi pronouns. Yet, you still chose to misgender them. Bit disappointed, really.
So, it's really frustrating. Like, that is just projecting that they are acting like they're holier than thou, right? I don't know if that's how that person was coming across. Like, they might be a genuine fan of yours and they're disappointed that you used, she instead of they, right?
Well, actually, I literally put in the video that that person said that they were very upset. They apologized because it was a very sensitive topic for them, and that was that.
I don't know, man. Like, that to me is such an easy thing to just be like, oh, my bad.
And for the record, if you go to that comment section, there were people that were telling me, Michelle, hey, demi goes by they, them pronouns. Yeah, kind of fucked up in the thing. And I was like, oh shoot, sorry guys. I was in a hell of a rush and I didn't even notice. It wasn't a malicious thing. It was just something that I'm not used to yet. People were very kind, but I'm highlighting the ones that I wanted to highlight. This video is about the rude comments. That's the topic. That's what videos have, topics. Then we got into the disappointed part of my video, which he did not like. He was very upset about me describing people who leave the comment, I'm very disappointed in you, Michelle. Because to me, it sounds holier than thou, like you think that you are my mom or something when you say you're disappointed in me. It's just very odd to say you're disappointed in a grown-ass woman. I think you being disappointed in me is gonna change anything. And two, then takes like a lot of like deep breaths.
Man, when people act like this,
it's like he's trying to contain himself from something horrible that I just said.
Dude, this video.
And then comes the speech.
I am not trying to sound holier than that. I know that it sounds like maybe I'm trying to sound like, oh, I'm some great person, right? But for me, I've always been like, man, these people that watch these videos, y'all that are here, there are people here right now watching that are disagreeing with me, right? And that's fine. But like, y'all have changed my life and made it so I'm able to do the things that I have done, right? Michelle, the people that, I assume, the people that are leaving these comments and are watching your video have made it so you're able to do the things that you do with your life. You're able to buy this house. And so while it's annoying, it definitely is annoying when someone says they're disappointed in you, when people are supporting you and helping you do these things, it's like understandable that they might feel upset when something happens. I'm not saying you have to bend to their will and do everything that they say, but to treat someone with so much, I guess, like disrespect is just wrong to me.
So me and ObesetoBeast are very different. I dress up, I get into character, I am very sarcastic, I like to make jokes, I like to heavily edit my videos, I like to put, I like to keep things very light, very fun, very just like sarcastic-y and cartoony. I absolutely never thought he would take this section where I talk about being a stripper and then make this whole speech. Never would have thought that. But the internet always surprises me about certain things that people decide to nitpick. I just think it's very odd. I'm like this in every single video. It would be very out of character if I wasn't like this. I'm like this when I'm sticking up for ObesetoBeast when he gets odd comments, but now, all of a sudden, it's wrong. I also did not appreciate the way that he made it seem that I don't appreciate my subscribers. I have always called out comments, whether it's on my page or someone else's. In fact, I did it for ObesetoBeast multiple times about his own subscribers who were leaving rude comments on his page about some misunderstanding or an opinion of his and put it on my channel as I did with these comments. And look at that, there was no, this is mean, Michelle. He was perfectly fine with me calling out rude comments on his own page that probably made him feel pretty sad because he is a pretty sensitive guy. So that was interesting.
Again, I've never dealt with that, so I don't know.
So once again, he just proved my point again. You've absolutely never dealt with misophonia. Misophonia people, what time should we get the mob together since he says he doesn't know about our special little mental disorder? Does 10 a.m. sound pretty good, I think? Okay, everyone's in? Got it. So then I go into a whole spiel about misophonia, and before I get to the point as to why I'm bringing this up, he has to give another motivational speech of someone eating loudly.
So imagine if you told someone, hey, I really don't like when you do that. And someone said, I don't understand how that could be something that you deal with. And then they basically refuse to listen to you. Right? They refuse to listen that that's a real thing. They refuse to believe that you actually have that. They say to themselves, or even to you, you're just making this up because you want attention. You're just making this up because you didn't get enough attention as a child. If I chew around you, what, are you going to be depressed? What, are you going to be depressed now if I chew loudly around you? How would that make you feel? You wouldn't want to be around that person, right? Probably not.
All my boy had to do was wait a little bit because I made the same exact example. I was trying to understand why certain people might have outrage when you misgender them. I personally really do like to put myself in other people's shoes rather than saying, well, that's stupid, get over it, because maybe it's not stupid. It might be, well, you know what? Maybe it's stupid to me, but maybe it's a big deal to them. Once again, what's a big deal to them might not be a big deal to me. What's a big deal to me might not be a big deal to them.
This is a perfect example, right? Because this happens to people that are either, trans or, non-binary. Imagine being in a relationship with someone and you meet their family and they refuse or they're not okay with it.
I'm not sure why he's trying to be very emotional and pull at the heartstrings. Oh wait, I do. He knows what he's doing, John, you sneaky little son of a bitch. So then we finally get to the connection. What's important to me might not be important to the next person, right? And then I say, I'm totally going to call someone by whatever thing that they want me to call them. Except daddy. I'm not calling you daddy. Absolutely do my best. I will fuck it up.
So right there, I'm like, when I watched this video the first time, I was so confused. What is the point of this video?
What's the point of your videos, John? But while you answer that question, John, let me answer yours. It's only fair, you asked first. I have an opinion or thoughts, as do you, and I want them to be heard, like yours. It's also YouTube, and I like views. They, them pronouns are very new to me. I got bombarded by some commenters, and I wanted to share my experience, what I've seen, my opinion, and then follow up with a light bulb moment of, wow, I understand that this is important to you, even though it's not important to me, and I don't understand it because I've never struggled, but I get it because I struggle with this, and other people have not, complied with, my request to kind of close your mouth when you eat, maybe, so I don't have to hear and see all that, that would be great. I do this in all of my videos. Why don't you ask this question when I talk about Tess Holiday, or Big Ed, or fat acceptance in general, or Brittany Dawn, or Alan Robert? Just this one.
Right? If you're saying, I mean, you said I'm going to use he and she, but you'll also use they and them if someone asks you to. That's all that people are asking.
So if you are familiar with my videos, I like to tell a story. I like a whole extravaganza of content. I don't like my videos to be boring because videos like that where people just talk seem to just be boring to me. So I try to create something that has a story, something that I personally would like to watch. Some stories have plot twists. Sometimes my whole opinion changes by the end of the video, but I always like to tell a story, a beginning, a middle, and then an end. I personally do not enjoy to put up a video where I just play a video and then stop it and then respond. That's not my way of doing things. It's not something that I find very entertaining. So in this video, like all my other videos, I was telling my own experience in a story form and how it all kind of played out, because that's literally what happened. I was like, why is this so important? Light bulb moment, misophonia, it's not important to other people. I get it. So then he gets to my fishman example, and John did not like that. But it's not gonna hurt me to say, hello, fishman. How you?
That really is not the same thing at all, but all right.
Yeah, it's just an example. The same thing would be the same thing. Basically, I said, you can tell me to call you fish guy or whatever you want. You can tell me to call you whatever, minus the daddy thing, and I will address you as such. Just let me know and I will do my best to remember. I do have a hard time remembering names and just remembering things in general like that, so it is very hard for me. I don't know, it's just kind of odd. I'm not like this at all. If I was non-binary and I saw someone say, you know, if you want me to call you fishman, I'll call you fishman, I'd be like, oh, cool, she's fine with trying to get my pronouns right. Cool, thank you so much for making life easier for me. Not this whole, it's not the same, this example's stupid. If someone goes by them, they pronouns, then I will address them that way. I will try to remember.
You just did it. If someone goes by they, them pronouns, I will address them that way. It's not hard, you did it.
Yeah, I know, I don't have a demented brain, but it is very hard for me that if I am looking at someone that looks visually, we are very visual people. If someone looks like a man or woman, it's very hard for me to say they or them, or at least to remember it. I can say they, them, it's just hard to remember and not have a she or he slip out occasionally. Also, I got many messages from people who were from different countries who do find it very hard. So a little insensitive to say that it's not that hard. Once again, John, you are not the center of the universe. Some people find it hard.
Like, I don't get this. I don't, like, it's like people want to be mad about something that they're already doing.
Well, I wasn't mad, I was Chucky. I was in character. Chucky is a murderer. I don't think he's gonna be bebopping and being all bumbly and happy in a video. So then he basically agrees with me when I say I really am grateful for people who don't chew with their mouths open. Just like people that use them, they pronouns are probably very happy if you use them, they pronouns while I'm there, and it is very pleasant and a very...
So exactly. Like, that's all people are asking.
So then what's the point of this video, John? We seem to agree to just use people's pronouns if they ask.
Like, the end of this video makes the beginning of it and most of it, it doesn't make sense. Like, they seem disconnected to me.
Nope, no they aren't. It's a story. At me being confused at the outrage, and then once again the light bulb moment of the connection with the misophonia. And then another not very consistent thing is that he says he has something like misophonia and that's why he can't watch mukbang videos. So that was it for the video, but then he didn't like the comments that I pinned. So I was getting a lot of people saying, like ObesetoBeast was saying, that using they, them pronouns and remembering to use they, them pronouns are very easy. Just do it. It's easy, Michelle, just do it. Do it, it's easy. It's easy for me, it should be easy to you. So I took that it's easy for me, so it should be easy for you, and gave an example of, okay, I see that a lot of you, at least on Instagram, when people were saying, it's easy to do this. Okay, cool. I saw a lot of them that were very obese. So for the people, and this could go for anyone, a lot of people can be out of shape and skinny, doesn't matter. But I said, so I want all of you guys to start drinking a gallon of water. I want you to count all your calories. I want you to make sure to put all those calories into a food journal. Weigh out all your food. Only eat 16 grams of sugar a day. Cut out all your junk food. Oh yeah, it's gone. And at minimum, get 6 days a week of 1 hour of intense sweat, dripping, muscles pumping, workout. And I need all of you to do that by tomorrow. And then when you can't do it, I'm gonna say, well, it's easy for me. See? I know it's not exactly the same, but it's just an example. Once again, what's easy for me is not easy for you. Whether it's just simply using they, them pronouns or simply doing all the stuff that I just listed, because what I just listed is what I do every day and it seems very easy and doable for me. But he did not like that example at all.
I was like, what? How? This has nothing to do with asking for people to use the correct pronouns.
Yes, because it is an example. Once again, the whole concept of that video was what is easy for you is not easy for the next person.
And the way that this was worded was so, in my opinion, intentionally just so mean.
So I personally have to disagree, but let's just say it was mean. What about all my other videos? We talk a lot about obesity, but now, for some reason, John, you have a little bit of an issue. So maybe stay consistent, maybe call out all my other videos. Why are you calling out this specific one right now? Is it because you like to cater to a certain group? He might have a high percentage of LGBT people that follow him, and therefore that's the way that he is going to form what comes out of his mouth.
Alrighty, guys, gals, non-binary pals.
And for some reason that's kind of confusing to me is he agreed with the misophonia example.
This is a perfect example.
But for this one, it's just too much. It's mean to say this, to say that some of the people that were making these comments that it's easy are obese, and to say that them living my lifestyle is most likely not even living my lifestyle, being thrown into my lifestyle is probably a little hard. You don't even have to do it like a little bit. You could just count calories, and that seems to be very hard for people to just write down. Actually, not even to just write down, to just look at the ingredients seems to be very, very hard to people. Once again, what is easy for me, because looking at ingredients is just like, I just do it whenever I pick up a packaged type food, is probably not, second nature to you. For me, using they, them pronouns is not second nature, but looking at ingredient lists are. You guys know I'm a very open-minded person, and I try to put myself in other people's shoes, but I am very much trying to understand everything right now. Trying to understand why he's upset, why some of you guys are upset. I'm just not understanding it. Just like with the Blair Walnuts video, after I broke it down, I did not understand the backlash after that one. And we are here once again, not understanding.
Because I have been morbidly obese, right? And I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt, not even close, it was much, much, much harder to completely uproot and change my entire life to lose the weight than it was to use they, them pronouns.
So he is taking it quite literally. Once again, the point is what's easy for me is not easy for you. Getting fit was not easy for me, but it took time for me to get to that point to make it easy. Now it's just second nature. I'm sure people who are really good at remembering they, them pronouns for certain people probably just, did you get it overnight? Maybe some of you did, I honestly don't know. But for me, I'm not gonna get it overnight. I'm not like that, I'm very forgetful. It will take time for me to have they, them slip out for certain people rather than he, she. So then ObesetoBeast points out how I have comments turned off because I'm avoiding having people communicate with me.
This post right here, which is about Demi Lovato, you can't comment on that. As well as, so this post has comments turned on. But then this post about her newest video has the comments turned off, which is very strange considering everything that was said in the video, saying like, I'm just sharing my opinions. This is how I feel. I feel like you should be able to say what you want to say.
Let me explain why I do that. With certain types of videos, this one for example, people will just constantly say she. I noticed that in my original Demi video, and so I was trying to just cut all of that out so people don't have weird internet fights on my Instagram. Go to YouTube and do it. But I can at least take all of that fighting off of my Instagram. I wanted to do that for my original Demi video because we talked about pronouns, But I forgot, like I said, I was in a very, it was a day I forgot, and then I go and I see all these people fighting, and I'm like, well, next video, gonna take comments off. This one is nothing new. If you scroll down, unless I archived it, because I do archive a lot of videos to just clean my Instagram up, I tend to remove comments on certain types of videos. It could be from a video that has a very like special ending where it's a surprise, or just a very heavy video like talking about pronouns, because I know it's a very sensitive topic for many people. And sometimes I just don't feel like seeing people fight about what pronouns to use. It's very boring. He also did not like that I didn't have comments on for my most recent video, so I would like to explain that too right now. I took comments off of that one because I know people will leave comments, probably tag the guy and talk shit about him right on the Instagram. And usually when that happens, at least from my experience, oh, I know he's gonna see it, and then he's gonna read the comments and just be, you know, sad or upset or very triggered, and then report my little thumbnail down there. And I really don't want my stuff being reported. It's happened before, so I figured whenever I talk about people who are just random people of the internet, let me just take out comments. Nobody can tag anybody. And once again, you can do that shit on my YouTube. Once again, I've done this before and no one seemed to have pointed out, at least ObesetoBeast never pointed it out.
Well, you're saying all of that stuff, but then completely like just making it so people can't talk, right?
Nope, you can totally talk. Once again, YouTube. I personally love to read comments even when they are bashing me. So since we're on the topic of me loving to read comments, I was reading comments on ObesetoBeast page, and someone said that videos like mine create a breeding ground of transphobic comments. Honey, that's the internet. The internet creates breeding grounds for people to say hurtful things to people. Another comment was someone that just had to get on my Instagram and tell me what is going on. They really did not like my comparison of obese people probably find it hard to jump right into a workout routine that I personally find very easy. I'm not obese, and I think it's not that hard to use they, them pronoun. But then you go to this person's profile and they use they pronouns. So duh, of course it's not gonna be hard for you. It's literally your whole life. That's how you want to be addressed. So I simply say what I've been saying this whole video. What's easy for you is not easy for me. And she was pissed. You were calling out obese people out, or random people saying it's not hard to call people they, them on your video. That's why. So I don't understand your point. Your own comment on your own YouTube video implies that obese people are stupid. What? No, it doesn't imply anything. It just means that it's probably hard for them to do exactly what I do. That's it. You're a really nasty person, Smile, and so am I. So I hope you go fuck yourself and your dumb comments. I will make sure to do that tonight. It'll put me to sleep faster. They, them isn't hard. And if it's hard for you, I hope everyone in the fucking world chews in your fucking ear for the rest of your life. And I also have misophonia too, so trust me, I know the impact. Cool, so once again, these are the comments that I am talking about from the community about how they lash out about a video saying, I'm just never gonna understand because I do not struggle with this. These are the type of people as to why a lot of people are very scared to open this conversation, but I am not. I personally have learned a lot because of the people that are not like this. So I stand by my video. I've never seen so much outrage, so much anger from someone saying that they won't ever understand your struggle because I don't walk in your shoes. But it's totally down to use whatever pronoun that you want me to use for you because I think it is just the respectful thing to do. Never, ever in the video did I say that I refuse to use anyone's pronouns, that I don't believe in they, them pronouns, that I think that these people are just asking for attention. I never called it stupid, dumb, nothing. So if that upsets you, I'm really not too sure what to tell you. If you took the video a certain way, this is me hoping to clear some things up if you were a little confused, but if you're still upset, I don't know what to tell you. I completely stand by my video and what I said. I do have to say that there are so many people from the LGBTQ+ community who are amazing. They reached out to me, they explained their experiences. I had some amazing conversations in my Instagram DMs and kind of just let me know what it's like to want to go by they, them pronouns and certain struggles. I had a great conversation. I really do enjoy certain people from the LGBT community, just as, you know, any other group has the ones that kind of react to everything. There's obviously the other people that are very normal and can have like conversation with someone who might not understand something that is new to their life. And I'm so happy that you guys, one, took my video the way that I wanted you to take it. The people that didn't take my video the way that I wanted them to take it reached out and, you know, just had me explain it to them, and then we were all good, had a great conversation. If you're in California, let's eat hot Cheetos together. And I do want to say that I completely get now that outrage when someone maybe lashes out when someone accidentally uses the wrong pronoun, because let's just think about it. This person is going all day trying to remind someone to use their pronoun. Y'all know that there's people out there that are like, no, I'm not using those pronouns. I don't believe them. You're a she. Or you're a he. And they just refuse to kind of do the they them pronoun thing. You've seen that in the comments section. Don't act like you don't. And then they see my ass dressed up like Chucky being like, I don't understand pronouns. They're probably sensitive, they probably had a rough day with it or just a rough life with it, and maybe not even give my video a chance, or they just want it to be offensive because they're just used to people kind of just getting on them and not using their preferred pronoun. I get it, I get like that. We all probably do. But those people did prove my point in that video, because that's usually the reaction that I see online when someone says they don't understand they them pronouns. People will attack them virtually, of course. I've never seen that in real life. But what I don't appreciate is ObesetoBeast twisting my word and making it seem that I was intentionally trying to hurt people just to feed into his fan base because he knows that's what they want. Trying to make it seem like I'm crazy, like he's never experienced the LGBTQ plus community, taking his words and twisting it around. And I don't appreciate him acting like I'm acting any differently in this video. In that video and in this video and every other video, that is my personality. In all topics, I do not discriminate. I don't treat people differently. I don't cater to certain groups or tiptoe around certain topics to avoid backlash. That would be completely out of character for me. So I really do not appreciate that, and I'm very disappointed in the way that he acted and this whole act that he put on, that I believe he put on. Now, I'll still put a little squeaky sound whenever I talk about him in the future, of course. But I did find it quite fake to make sure he keeps his LGBT people very happy. Just like when the Blair Walnuts video was released and she said she eats 1,800 calories a day, he acted the same because his people wants him to act like that. You will absolutely not get that on this channel. Otherwise, I would have bashed Blair Walnuts just like everybody else did. I will not baby you. I will only baby Yoshi and Butters. People don't come on this channel to be babied. So on that note, it is circus month. It is a fun, crazy, weird month full of crazy, weird YouTubers and crazy, weird clowns coming to this channel, and I want to get back to that. I want to have fun, but I also want to say thank you very much for everyone who got to the very end of this video. This was a lot longer than I thought it would be. Anyone from the LGBTQ plus community who got my words all twisted up or just confused, I hope that clears it up for you, but if not, I completely understand. If you want to go, that is completely fine, but for everybody else who took the time to converse with me, thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex zone.